Yeah. See, in the static testing is a verification of process used to test the application without implementing the code of the application. Okay. So it is just like a trial and error. Okay. So whether this functionality implemented, what will happen? Whether this feature implemented, what will happen? Okay. And basing on this, what is the main reason is we can predict the errors and we can try to avoid the more number of errors in this static testing. Okay. So this was not much more involved in our testing. So it will be happened in very rare cases. Okay, we don't much more concentrate on this. Okay, next one, dynamic testing. Okay, so coming to this dynamic testing, okay, which we used to analyze the code's dynamic behavior. So what is meant by dynamic?
Changeable, not constant.
Okay, so it should be vary from one condition to another condition, right?
Yes, yes.
So there is a combination of V and V. Okay, so what is meant by V and V? V and V means verification
and validation.
So what is meant by verification? What is meant by validation?
Yes. Verification is checking against the requirements if it has been developed as per the specified requirements.
I don't want it to the technical language. I want it in generic way.
Verification is to ensure the completeness and correctness of a document.
Correct something without any mistakes.
Okay, so
To recheck.
can I give an example on this verification and validation?
Yes, sir.
So I think here Vinuta is there, right? So first I am verifying does Vinuta join the class or not. Okay, now once verification is completed, now I am validating. Is it really Vinita? There
Yes.
might be some other person will be a chance to get joined, right?
Yes.
So instead of Vinita, the other person joined, then it is a issue or not?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Similarly, same vice versa, verification and validation.
Validation.
So verification is a static process and validation is a dynamic, right? So in the validation process, which includes with all the functional testing, wherein comes into the dynamic, validation part, verification part, it will comes for non-functional. Okay, so yesterday we have discussed about SDLC also, right?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me about what is meant by SDLC and can you tell me the phases of SDLC?
Software testing lifecycle.
Yes, we have requirement based, test plan, test case development,
Okay.
environment setup, execution of the test, and test cycle closure.
Okay, super. So in this dynamic testing, okay, so does it comes under verification or validation?
It comes under validation, sir.
Validation.
Okay.
Validation.
So it might be generic, okay, whether the application meeting the requirements correctly or not. Okay, you can see here the dynamic testing is to check whether the application or software is working fine after installing the application without any error. Okay, we need to test the behavior of software. We need to test the performance of software. Okay, and we need to test whether the code is getting any changes or not. So these will become under in the dynamic
testing.
Is it clear?
Yes.
Any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Now we will go to load testing. Okay. So it will comes under the performance testing only. Okay, so I will give an example for this load testing. Okay, so it's a question for ladies. Okay, those who are know the bike driving, can you please raise hand? So anyhow, Vinita hand is already raised. Okay, okay. Nikita. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Nikita. So, sorry. So you are good in riding a bike, right?
Yes, sir. I'll ride scooty, sir.
Okay. So do you feel comfortable in driving with a single person?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how is the bike condition and how the working of bike? Is it good or not?
Good, sir.
Okay. Assume that two persons are going in a bike. So how you feel?
It's somewhat.
Manageable,
Yes, sir.
right? Similarly, vice versa, same thing. Three persons.
It's more loaded, sir.
Okay.
Bike will not move easily.
Okay. Suppose in the front you will have some leg space, right?
Yes, sir.
So there also one person came and standing.
Uh,
So how you feel now?
it's very uncomfortable, sir.
Okay. Similarly, same the websites or the applications when when they are into the live or into the production, okay, they will it will also face some issues. Okay, so you know, right, IRCTC website, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So in the IRCTC website, okay, now they have given a time slot for Tatkal tickets, right?
Yes.
So every day they have provided a time slot for Tatkal tickets. So entire India, those who are having IRCTC logins, okay, at the time of festival times, Deepavali, Dasara, or Pongal. So at the times, heavy bunch of crowd log into the server and try to book the tickets from the IRCTC. Am I right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, during the festival seasons, okay, they want to travel from their place to their native or villages, so they will try to book the tickets of train, even though from Tatkal also. Okay, so at one time the server is able to manage such much of logins hitting into the application. Doing such type of testing is called load testing.
Load testing.
Okay, 1 minute. Hello. Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Sorry. Yeah. So similarly, if you go for Book My Show app also, okay. So sometimes if too much of crowd hitting to the any web application or mobile application, they will keep a statement. Server is under maintenance, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Have you ever seen this screen in any website?
yes, yes.
See.
So why they will display that message? Because their web application or their application in their database, they will create it designed for such users capacity. Their DB capacity, they design, okay, 5 lakh users at a time login, then the application will not crash. They will increase. Okay, so after keeping the time, in the span of time, they will increase their DB capacity. So then only the application will be start working smoothly. Okay, so doing such type of testings is called load testing. Okay, so does the load testing do without any third party application? Yes, we are having some third party applications we need to test, because I told the example which was in the real time, right?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so before going to the live or production, or before handling into the client, so as a testing team, we also do the load testing, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so what we need to do, we have to create a dummy users and we will try to hit the application at a time. So what will happen to the application? So doing such kind of testing is called load testing. So for doing this load testing, we are having some third-party applications like JMeter. Okay. And some paid versions of tools called load runners is also there. So later we can discuss in detail about this one. Okay, so just for your understanding purpose, now you understand the load testing, right?
Yes, sir.
Is it clear to all?
Sir, is
Yes,
load
sir.
testing and performance testing is different or same, sir?
It is interlinked, Amma.
Okay.
It is interlinked. So I will tell about that one. Okay. So
Okay,
we
sir.
will coming in one by one. Okay. Okay. So you can see it, what are all comes under in the load test. So we'll cover all those things. Okay. Next, same stress testing. Okay. So it is also similar like load testing, which comes under in the non-functionality. It is used to check the accessibility and robustness of software. Okay. So what is meant by stress, Amma?
How much extreme this as one given application can withhold,
Yes.
like in terms of
Yes.
number of users or in terms of
Uh,
input of data.
Sujit, so it's a question for now to turn for voice team. Okay. So I need a guy who was regularly go to the gym. Can raise the hand. Who will do the workouts?
Said me.
Okay, Sujit. So initially you will go with some minimum weight, some 2 kg, 3 kg. So after 2 weeks you will increase the weight, right?
Yes.
So your body has a capacity or capability of up to some extent, some 10 kgs, 15 kgs, some 20 kgs. If you exceed that one, what will happen? If you
Pain.
overcross that one, what will happen?
Then
As the pain
cramps.
came for you, is it bearable or unbearable? You will go to the doctor or not?
Sometime it may.
Yeah. So every person, every human body is having some limitations, right?
Yes.
Yes.
So if you overcross that limitation, there might be some chances of busting out, right?
Yes.
Similarly, any application or any project or any functionality, okay, sorry, not functionality. So any application, okay. So it has to be some certain limit of logins or logouts, okay, are doing parallel. If the limit exceeds, okay, what will happen? We need to test that one. So such type of doing testing is called load testing. Do you got it?
Yes.
So I call it as a bus point. It might be some breaking point also. Okay. So what are the primary objectives of stress testing? So to confirm that software does not crash or lack computational resources. So more logins happen, or if the DB size increases, or memory overcomes, or any network issues. So it has to be stable, consistent. Why? Because nowadays each and everything was interlinked with internet. Without internet, we cannot able to do some our major works also, right?
Yes.
Okay. So what is the main object of stress testing was to identify the weakness. So where we
Breaking
are
points.
having the loopholes, right? So to make the application stable and robust. Okay, so we can see the features of stress testing. So it was it also makes the unpredicted failures, does not causes any security issues. So it will avoid the security breaches. So what is meant by security breaches?
Any threat,
Yeah, so any third party or outside person can able to enter into our servers, and they will try to hack and they will demand for something, right? Okay, so it is analyze the system works under rare circumstances and rare behavior. So generally it won't happen every time in general way, but sometimes if that scenario will came, how does it will work? Okay, then stress testing, it is used to check the system has saved the data before crashing or not. Okay, so it has to check the system entire data whether it is appropriate or not before it is crashed, and display the suitable error. Okay, so whenever the system crashes, whether it is displaying appropriate error message or not. See, if you are booking a ticket in Book My Show, okay, so when at a time hundreds and thousands of people are hitting that application, they will send a message. We are doing some server maintenance. Instead of that server error message, okay, your ticket is booked and we will send the message later. Do you feel happy for that?
no.
No, sir.
No, right? So it has to display the appropriate suitable error message. Okay, okay, now we will discuss about one more cycle. Okay, so we will discuss about regression testing and retesting. Okay, so before going into the regression testing and retesting, we need to understand about bug life cycle. Okay, so again we will come back to SDLC. Okay, SDLC, then we will come to TCLC and we will come to PLC. So can anybody explain me SDLC phases? I will call it
Requirement analysis.
anyone. Yeah, Swati, go ahead, Swati.
Requirement analysis, test planning, test case development, test environment setup, test execution, and test closure.
Okay, so who will do the requirement analysis?
Testing team along with the test lead.
Yes, sir. Testing team along with the test lead.
Okay, so who will design the test plan?
Testing manager.
Testing lead
lead,
and
sir.
test manager.
Test lead specifically.
Okay,
Test lead or test manager, sir.
okay. Who will develop the test cases?
Test
Complete
team.
team, sir.
Team members.
Okay, who will make the environment setup?
Test
Test
lead
DevOps
along
team,
with
sir.
the operations and the,
DevOps team.
with the help of development team.
Sorry, Sujit. Somebody tell DevOps team.
DevOps team, sir.
No, I did not say
No.
DevOps.
No, DevOps team, only testing team.
Testing team.
They will only do the environment setup. If you see in the green color, testing team.
Yes.
Okay.
Who will do the?
Sir, is it sometime in practical scenario they take help of the operation teams also?
No.
In terms of. Okay.
No. We need to give the training to the operation team. Operation team does not give training for us.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah. Who will do the execution?
Testing team. All the members.
Testing team.
Okay. Now you can see the test case development. It went a line to TCLC, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Now what is meant by TCLC?
Test case life cycle.
Yes,
Test case.
life
cycle.
cycle.
Okay. So now we can see the test case life cycle. Create, draft, review, release, update, test case execution, right?
Yes.
So who will create the test cases? Testers will create the,
Yes.
Test cases.
based on which reference they will create the test cases.
Test plan.
As per the requirement analysis.
Requirement document. Based on the requirement,
Requirement doc.
they will create the test cases. Then draft. So what is meant by draft? So the test cases, in generally most of the companies will ask you to write the test case in Excel sheet, and some other companies they will have their own tools to write the test cases. But writing the test case is typing. Okay, you need to type the scenarios. Okay, so while typing, there might be chance of getting some space issues, characters, okay, and some grammatical issues, alignment issues, spellings. Okay, so to correct all those things, we need to do the draft. Okay, doing the spell checks, everything will be comes under draft. Then once the draft is completed, we need to do the review. Okay, sometimes we call it as a peer review. So suppose here Gayatri written the test cases and Premila written the test cases, Swati written the test cases. So they need to interchange the test cases between them. Okay, so between them internally, and they reviewed the other test cases. Okay, that is called peer review. So if there is any duplicated test cases, okay, or unwanted test cases, they will delete it here. Okay, after this one, once the review is cleared and final, then it will come to release. Okay, so the test case document is ready. Okay, who will do this release? TTL. Oh, why?
Test team lead.
Testing
Team
Team
lead.
lead.
team lead will release this. Okay, so after this, if in case after release also on the fly or in the middle, there might be some changes in the functionality, or you need to do modifications or changes, it will comes to the update. Okay, so there might be some inputs given by some management level. So again, they will change the requirement document. Based on the changes, we need to modify our test cases. Okay, so once the test case is updated and finalized by the testing team lead, then we will do the
Execution starts.
executions. Then we will start the executing the
Execution.
cases. Then we will start the testing the application until
Failure.
without completing the test cases, without approving the test case document, we start testing the
There is
application. Why? Because whatever the scenario, whatever the use case you are testing the application, there should be some evidence, there should be some proof. I tested this scenario, I tested this use case. So that has to be mapped, and whether it is pass or fail, you need to address that one. So for that purpose, we are writing the test cases, and we need to map with the scenarios, whether it is pass or fail. If it is working fine, we have to keep it as a pass. If it is not working fine, you have to make it fail. So when it should working fine, whether the requirement is matching with the actual result to, sorry, expected result to actual result, then the scenario is pass, or test case is pass. In case if the actual result does not match with the expected result, so what we need to keep?
Defect.
What
Defect.
we need to keep?
There is a
We need
defect.
to rise.
We need to fail the
Defect.
test case.
Ah,
Now, after failing the test case, now the bug life cycle will be began. After failing the test case, bug life cycle will be began. So in this bug life cycle, we need to raise the defect or issue in the defect tracking tool. In the defect tracking tool. So in present market, there are more tools for defect tracking. So one is Zira, other is Bugzilla, and some organizations they are having their own tools. Okay, so most commonly generic using tool was Bugzilla and Zira. Okay, so Bugzilla it is only for defect tracking tool, but Jira is a tool which we can able to write the test cases, and we can able to do the test plan, and we can able to create a test report, and we can able to get in detail entire report from the Jira tool only. So Jira tool is a paid version and Bugzilla is a free tool. Okay, but the template is same. So when we are raising the defect, we need to keep the state of the defect is in new state. Okay, whatever the points I am saying, please remember in the bug life cycle, when we are raising a defect, what is the state of the defect?
New.
To replicate.
Okay, so once the development team accept the defect, then the state of the defect will be changed into bug. Okay, so you need to have a clear understanding what is meant by defect and what is meant by bug. The tester identified any issue or error, okay, addressing to the development team is called defect. Once the development team accepts or agrees or approves such issue or defect, then the state of the defect will be changed as bug. Is it clear?
Yes.
Okay. So once the developer team accepts that, then the development team opens that issue. Okay, the state of the defect is open. Sorry, bug is open. So once the development team fix, so they will have to give the fix for that one. Okay, so once they have given the fix for that, then again they will do the retesting. So what we do in the retesting, whether this issue is really fixed or not, is it properly fixed or not for that particular functionality or feature, such type of testing is called retesting. Such type of testing is called retesting. So now you came to know, right, why I explained all this. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So what is meant by retesting? Whenever the tester raised any issue or defect, it was reported in a defect tracking tool. Okay, that issue was agreed by the development team. If they given the fix for that, again doing the testing of particular issue or particular functionality is called retesting.
Retesting.
Okay, so once it is working fine, then you can close it. In case again when you are doing retesting, same issue is came, then again you have a right to reopen the issue. Then again what you have to do? You have to reopen the issue. Okay, sir, now I am clear with the retesting. So what is meant by regression testing? So regression testing, so it is an definite interview question. So what is meant by retesting and what is meant by regression testing? So I would like to give an example for this one. Okay, so you need to have a clear understanding between the retesting and regression testing. Okay, so I will take a person for this example. They have to play roles of doctor and patients. Okay. Yeah. So Afrin.
Sir.
Afrin, you are the doctor, and Aruna.
Yes, sir.
So you are the patient. Okay.
Okay. Okay.
The scenario was, see, assume that Afrin is a developer and Aruna is a tester. Okay.
Okay.
So Aruna herself identified some fever, so some problem in her body. So she raised a issue. So it was in new state. Okay. Then he went to doctor, means developer, addressed, I am having some issue in my body. So please look into this. So doctor accepts. So offering accept that one. Okay. So what will happen? She has to give a fix, right?
Yes,
Yes, sir.
She will give some medication. Okay. So you need to have to take this tablet for this many days. Okay. You need to have some proper diet, and after this it will be cured. Like that she will tell, right?
Yes, sir.
So what Aruna will do?
She'll follow that
She will
medication.
follow and do the medication
Medications.
after taking the medication. So what does it mean? After verifying the fix given by the developer, does
Mhm.
it really resolved or not? If
Yes, sir.
if it is resolved perfectly, then the issue was closed, right? She will not
Yes,
go
sir.
again to the doctor,
Yes, sir.
right?
Yes, sir.
Any issue will come, sir, in the
If
middle of
any
the.
issue will come, then she will again go to the doctor.
Okay.
That is called reopen, right?
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, such kind of testing is called what?
Retesting.
Retesting.
Retest. Now, coming into the picture of regression testing,
Regression testing.
whatever the medications or medicines given by the upstream, does it impacts? Suppose he has given for fever, by taking this that medicine, okay, so Aruna is getting headache or not, she is getting stomach pain or not, or she is getting body pains or not, does it affecting any body parts or not? Doing testing by basing on the fix given by the developer, such type of testing is called regression testing.
Okay.
Now you understand, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Is it
sir.
clear?
Yes, sir.
So what is meant by retesting and what is meant by regression? Can anybody explain this with any example? Not from doctor and patient. Any generic example? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Why silence everyone? Can I call the names for that?
Sir, regression, can you explain once again?
No repetitive persons. I want others has to speak up because they have to overcome that phobia.
Teacher
Chandana,
student also.
Chandana,
Yes, sir.
Chandana, can you try to give an example for retesting and regression testing? Okay, no problem. Suman, Suman,
Hi, sir. Good morning.
hi. Can you try to give an example for this in a generic way? Okay, no issues. Tomorrow I will ask on this. Okay. Definitely.
Taylor and the sir, Tyler and the customer will be the best example, I guess, for this.
Okay, go ahead and try to explain that one.
For regression testing, I can, sir, because retesting, I haven't heard much.
Now you heard about, right? Now you understand the retesting and regression, right?
Mm.
Try to frame it. If not possible, tomorrow you can try to give.
Tomorrow I'll do it then.
Okay.
Sir,
So
sir, can I say?
yeah, Rajesh, go ahead.
Cooking is the best example for this retesting, sir. First of all, I'm trying to cook that something. I mean, rice or curry, something. And my brother says that it's not is. I mean, it's not look like a curry. So then maybe salt may be affected in this. Then we am trying to do the another one. And is in the time I'll make a measurements and particularly and then make it perfectly. It will be, this is the best example for the retesting. And backend, I mean, customer and owner and the customer is the best example for this regression testing.
Okay. Okay, Rajesh, good. So tomorrow, in case if I taken the class, definitely I will ask some generic examples. You need to explain about me or load testing, stress testing, regression testing, retesting with generic examples. Okay. So I will ask anyone, not for
Okay, sir.
particularly, but I don't ask Sujit and Afrin.
Okay, sir.
Okay, sir.
Now we will discuss about two testing. Okay, alpha testing and beta testing, and we will stop the session. Okay. Yeah. So this alpha testing and beta testing. Okay. So when we will do this alpha testing, so it has to be conducted by the organization or tested by a group of end users. Okay. So it is just like a, which was similar to which type?
UAT.
UAT. Okay. So the types, the way of testing is different, but the names, sorry, the names are different, but the way of testing was similar. Okay. It was simulated to real or operational testing in a house site. It comes after the testing integration. So once all the testing is completed, then only we will do the alpha testing. Okay. So it can be a white box or black box depending upon the requirement. Okay. So similarly, it was like a UAT. Okay. So you can see this diagram. Software application, software development process, requirements. So what is alpha testing process? First, we need to have a requirement review. Okay. We need to clear understand about the functionality and the requirement. Then we need to development. Then we need to test case design. These things already we have covered in SDLC and SDLC and
SDLC.
TCLC.
TCLC.
and logging defects, bug fixation, retesting.
Defect life cycle.
These
Defect life cycle.
where we covered it.
Defect life cycle. Bug life cycle.
Bug like cycle.
In bug life cycle.
So that's why I explained previously about all this. Now you came to write why I was interlinked shuffling from there and here, right?
Yes, sir.
If you don't understand that one, then it might be some question mark for you, right?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay. See here, same requirement we need, test development, test case execution, logging defect, bug fixing, then again doing the test. Okay. So what are all the phases? So developers will initially they will give some implementation, then testers will test that one, and then again it will go for the users. Okay. So client or customer will do the testing. Okay. Coming to beta part. So most probably we are all using the Play Store, right?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
So Play Store is there. So in the Play Store, we are having a n number of applications, right?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So in n number of applications, okay. So if you go and see the application, some of the startup companies or some of the entrepreneurs who are started there by own, who are by, so they doesn't have a professional testing team or separate testing team. So they will make the users as a tester and get the feedback from the user. Okay. Basing on their feedback, they will try to correct themselves. Doing such type of testings is called beta testing. Okay. If you
Yes,
see,
sir.
whenever the applications which are under development, which are under coming to live, so they can clearly tell it as a beta version. Okay. So how can as a user we need to address those issues means by giving your comments. Hi, while testing this, while using this application, it was very lag. Okay.
Error playback.
Yes. Okay.
Not
Similarly,
loading, not
yes.
working.
Error playback, quality issues.
Yeah. So they make the customers only as a testers and they get feedback from them and they will try to fix those. I will show one real-time beta application for you. Okay, so how it will be?
Sir, AHA and AHA also comes under this only, no, sir? AHA.
Yes. Sam. Are you able to see my screen?
Yes, sir.
So you know, right, GeoMart.
Yes.
Okay. So I don't want to go through everything. Directly I can jump to here. Okay. So can anyone please read out this one?
Please note that
Please
you
note
are
that you are
accessing the
accessing
beta
the
version of
version
this.
www.geomod.com.
Okay, fine. So what does it mean?
Beta version,
So
It is
the
a-
application
beta test.
was developed by a GeoMart. It was not full-fledgedly implemented. They know. Okay, they are clearly told about this application already having some bugs, some defects already it was there. Okay, then go to this lines.
Should you
Should you encounter
encounter
any
any
bugs,
bugs, glitches,
glitches,
lack
lack
of
of functionality, delayed delivery, billing
deliveries.
errors, or other problems on beta website, please email us ps@geomod.com.
Okay, so who are the testers for this?
Of course,
We.
we, sir, the people who are
People who
purchasing
are
it.
using that.
Okay, so if you identified any issues or any problems in this application or in this site, kindly report to them. Then what they will do?
They'll fix
They
those
will try
bugs.
to fix
To fix those errors.
Doing such type of testing is nothing but beta testing.
Beta test.
Now is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
So
sir.
what is meant by alpha
Yes.
testing? What is meant by beta testing? What is meant by regression testing? What is meant by retesting? What is meant by bug life cycle? What is meant by test case life cycle? I'm going in the back way. Okay. So what is meant by stress testing? What is meant by load testing? Right.
Yes, sir.
So
Yes,
these are the topics which we have discussed
Covered today.
today.
Covered today.
See, I can cover it in one day, entire thing, but it might be confused for you.